Alright, let's take a look at the instructions for using the 2000 series markers from Markem-Imaje. There are a total of 9 main sections. The first section covers structural description, the second is product introduction, followed by product application, information value, standard port wiring, outsourced services, parts maintenance, and thermal processing. The last section is about atypical applications. Alright, let's start with Chapter 1, Structural Description. First, let's take a look at its structure, which is divided into a label identifier and a labeling token. This pricing method has now been phased out and is no longer available for purchase. Then there's the H-shaped bracket, and the foot support has also been modified, as well as the label. All of these have been updated. There's also the indicator light, which is generally divided into 2 main categories: the robust excavator type and the versatile tire types. When this particular pricing structure was officially discontinued, the structural bracket positioned directly below it subsequently transformed into what is now recognized as a distinctively U-shaped bracket, exhibiting its characteristic curvature and form. Our bracket, our upright column, can be mounted on either the left or right side of the bracket. Once the bracket is properly and securely installed on the right side, make sure to effectively lock the brake wheel, and the foot can then be used to precisely adjust the base's level and its height. Next, let's take a more detailed look at the top pad. As for the top pad, you can clearly see there's not much significant difference. Our versatile machine can be conveniently installed on the left side, specifically in the left position, or alternatively, this is the right side in the right position, and this particular one is also positioned on the right side. No matter which position we install it in, the center of gravity of our equipment must always be aligned with the center of the base, and it must be installed at the center of the base. This is specifically designed to prevent it from tipping over, leaning precariously, or completely falling over toward the main support frame. On the sides, these two are both elongated types. One is the left position and the other is the right position. This upright column is the right position. One of them is basically for when our machine is installed vertically. As long as it's installed vertically, that's fine. There's another distinct type of installation, which is specifically the horizontal installation method. For this particular setup, you absolutely must have a precisely measured 300mm borehole, much like you would meticulously measure with a standard tape measure. Furthermore, its crucial center of gravity must be accurately and securely installed at the exact center of the base structure, ensuring optimal stability and functionality. Then, for the very front part of the object, we carefully and precisely apply the adhesive label to the uppermost surface, ensuring it is securely affixed to the top portion. In our first diagram, the label can be applied to the front and side along the input direction. The front and side labels are applied, and in this one, the label can be applied to the side and top along the input direction. We are in the process of carefully labeling the side and the top surfaces of this particular item, ensuring that each label is precisely placed. Additionally, this other label is specifically designed to mark the front and the adjacent side, providing clear identification from multiple perspectives. Now, let's take a closer and more detailed look at this to understand its purpose and how it functions. Here, the back and side have labels, and the front has labels on the front and side. Let's take another look. First and foremost, when we meticulously apply the various labels for different and distinct labels, we invariably start with the side. Of course, the front and the back are inherently relative positions. This particular application method first involves the precise placement of the side label, followed by the careful and accurate application of the top label. Take another closer look at this. Although all of our various machines are clearly labeled as being part of the 200 series, we actually meticulously divide them into 6 distinct and main categories, specifically 6 comprehensive categories. Of course, from the outside, when we display the machines, they all look like 200 series machines. However, in practice, we actually divide them into 6 types. The first 2 at the front represents the previous series, the previous series. The second 2 stands for the print head, the print head. 2 means print head, 4 means 6, and 6 means 6 colors. The third position, specifically located at the very end of the model number, distinctly represents the full green setting, which fundamentally stands for the initial and primary step in the sequence. Furthermore, it's important to note that a 2 in this position signifies a resolution of 200 dpi, while a 3 clearly indicates a higher resolution of 300 dpi. For our printing speed, the officially labeled printing speed can reach an impressive 300 meters per minute, which is equivalent to 11.8 meters per second. Yet, let's look at the print width. Print width. 2 stands for 20 inches, and then after that it's 200 dpi. So its print width is 56 millimeters, 56 millimeters. You see, this one is also 204, but it's 300 dpi, so its print width is 54 millimeters, 54 millimeters. After that, it can also achieve 12 dots per millimeter, while 200 dpi means it can do 18 dots per millimeter. Of course, 4x4 is also different. Even though they're all 4x4 print heads, if the dpi is different, the print width is also different. For this 404 at 200 dpi, the print width is 104 millimeters, 104 millimeters. Omni is 80. This particular one is precisely 300 dpi, and its overall width measures 108, exactly 108 millimeters, with a precise measurement of 12 dots per millimeter, ensuring high detail. For that one, at 200 dpi, it's also 8 millimeters. It has 8 dots per millimeter. In other words, at 200 dpi, there are 8 dots per millimeter, and at 300 dpi, there are 12 dots per millimeter, 12 dots per millimeter. Then, for the 2630 plus this particular marker, the 604 at 300 ppi, which stands for pixels per inch, its impressive printing width is 162, precisely 162 millimeters.